we're going to start before I get into my full presser. I want to talk about some exciting news. We are about to receive, again, $7.7 million in stimulus funds for the Department of Transportation. Allows us to resurface 12 streets. Council will be in a position to approve those tonight. That's twice as much than we originally intended and estimated, so I'm very pleased with that outcome. It all translates into jobs, so you're going to have over 200 jobs for the city of Sacramento. And I want to thank Congresswoman Doris Matsui again for all the work that she has done and continue to do around this particular issue. And Tyker Construction and Granite Construction were the lowest bidders. So one is locally based in terms of the city of Sacramento, and the other is in Westfield. And again, for one job is for every $3,500 invested, so that's why it translates into about 219 jobs. So I want to congratulate Jerry Way from the Department of Transportation and have you come up and make a comment or two. So congratulations. Thanks, Sherry.
Yes, it's very exciting. We're very pleased with the federal stimulus coming out and the success we've had because of Congresswoman Matsui and Mayor Johnson. Now we're able to actually get work in the ground. We're hoping Council will approve these contracts tonight, and we're going to get $7.7 million of construction work moving forward. So between September and November, we'll have a lot of activity on the street, helping to restore some more roadways that have been, they're in desperate need of rehab. So this is a real shot in the arm for the city of Sacramento.
Any questions for Jerry?
Yeah, is there a list of the streets? Is it in the staff report? Or?
There are two separate staff reports, two contracts, and there's a list in each, right? 6 arterial streets on each contract.
I can give you a list of the streets.
All right, anything else? All right, thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Mayor.
Appreciate it. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, I think, most of you know that I made a commitment in the last 4 weeks to really focus on kind of downtown, K Street, JK and L, that corridor, certainly what we need to do to revitalize the downtown area as it relates to the river, Old Sacramento, Westfield, Downtown Plaza, K Street, all the way up to the Convention Center. So between now and the end of the year, that's going to be my big focus. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about that. There's a lot of reasons why it has not worked, but I also believe there's a lot of opportunities within that. So I believe there's been a major breakthrough in the stalemate between the city, Westfield, the owner of Downtown Plaza. Last Friday, I traveled to Los Angeles and met with Westfield executives and really articulated my frustrations and had a very, very good meeting. I was very impressed with the people at Westfield. But at the end of the day, it boiled down to either we've got to have Westfield invest or you got to sell. We can't hold our downtown revitalization efforts hostage. And I think we've reached that point where Westfield understands very clearly the city's perspective is you either invest or you sell. And we had a great meeting, and they agreed with me that it was time to move forward, either in or out. And we talked about some of the challenges, some of the opportunities in the past, and we agreed to spend the rest of this year really working on a partnership where the city and Westfield would start talking about a collective vision for not just Downtown Plaza, but how it incorporates K Street and the rest of the corridor. And that's where a lot of our efforts are going to be focused going forward. And if we cannot get to where we need to be between now and the end of the year, then I think it's inevitable that we will be in a place where we'll have to really part ways. So, the clock is now ticking on the city, on Westfield, and certainly the plaza. So, that's my quick update on that. And we're going to get a group of people together here in the city really quickly and start trying to figure out what we need to do on that extremely important opportunity area for the city of Sacramento. So I'll come back to that in a little bit. I'm sure you guys have some questions on that. In terms of council tonight, there's a couple items on the Charter Review Committee. They'll give their progress report update. Also, Strong Mayor Initiative will be addressing legal issues and options around that. Another thing I want to reiterate, yesterday is we had a press conference out at Valley High School, all preparing for back to school. But Arnie Duncan, the U.S. Secretary of Education, will be here on September 3rd. And I think we need to understand as a city how important it is that he's going around the country to different cities, but he's coming to Sacramento and talking about real education reform, on what the Obama administration wants to see. It's already had an impact on California. The governor came out with some legislative reform packages that I am excited about, those debates that will start taking place. So again, Sacramento has a chance to be the hotbed and at the forefront of some real discussions going on for real reform in the education arena. We released a white paper which talked about some key initiatives I thought the city should be looking forward to. It's all in line with the race to the top dollars. So again, if you guys have any questions on that, I'd be glad to address those. Tomorrow we're having our third Arts Initiative meeting. Those meetings have been extremely well attended. The first meeting in June, we had 100 people. The second meeting in July, we had about 120 people, and apparently we have 150 people showing up for this meeting. And this is a meeting where I think the room only holds 120 people, so they'll be standing room only. So the arts community is very excited about the things that are taking place going forward on that as well. And then lastly, on the homeless population topic, we're gonna get some rapid rehousing dollars, $4.8 million. It's both city and county. It goes toward prevention and rapid rehousing. And that money will allow us to look at a county-wide approach for the homeless population. So again, making good strides on that topic as well. All right, questions?
Mayor, this Westfield thing, this deadline for the end of the year, what in your mind,
sorry.
the Westfield, the deadline at the end of the year, I mean, what in your mind would be progress enough for the city to not part ways?
You know, I think we had a very honest dialogue, which meant, you know, what were you frustrated over the years with the city, and what could you have done better? I mean, you know, we cut straight to it. And they told me things that, you know, we didn't get in a lot of detail, but they felt the city could have done a better job in a number of ways. They felt, quite frankly, they could do a better job. But, you know, I asked them, I said, you can't be an obstructionist when it comes to the city of Sacramento right now. We have a tremendous opportunity to do some really neat things, and we're committed to revitalizing that mall in the downtown area. And if you were not in Sacramento, if Westfield was not in Sacramento, I'd be doing everything I could possibly do to bring them to Sacramento, because of their, you know, the wherewithal they have and their expertise. And they are in Sacramento, and I'd like to see if we can keep them here. And what should take place between now and then, they'll bring a team of people out to Sacramento, and we'll start listening to what their vision, or visions, plural, is for that downtown mall, so we can hear those. We will be able to update them as a city on the progress that we made on some impediments or some things that they have found as barriers in the past, potentially the Greyhound station that's now being moved, the fact that the city has locked up some key pieces of property in the 700-800 block, and then we as a city will start talking about what our vision is. And at the end of the day, if we can agree on what the vision of downtown and the downtown plaza and K Street looks like and feels like, the next big question is investment. Are they willing to invest the necessary resources, and will the city do its part? And again, I can't tell you what those numbers are, and I don't know what that vision is quite yet.
So you just mentioned, go ahead.